Hi.
Oh my gosh. I'm going to send it to you as well, Rhett. King, it's in your DM on Twitter.
Okay.
It's only 6 seconds. You don't
Love
need
that.
sound. You can just click
I
it.
can't wait to see it. Nothing better than Sarah Morgan just staring me down. Welcome, everybody, to the
Oh,
Renegade
oh,
podcast,
yes.
episode 136. Thank you all so much for being here. Really excited to be here with no, nothing to be sorry about. Actually, it adds to the charm as I try to adjust my camera, as we're all laughing. It adds to the charm of just impromptu starting the show, and no one's prepared. It's my favorite. So thank you all so much for being here. Sincerely appreciate it. We have King Fan Man, who is here with us, and Colt Eastwood. And before I get to them, let me say thank you to all the channel members, including Colt Eastwood, Hargeet Chani, and I forgot to bring up the list. Thank you all. American Fury. It's been a hell of a day, guys. I've been editing all day long. It's been wonderful. My brain is completely fried, and Colton and King Fan Man also understand that. Shout out to Frog Thought, Game Adaptation Newscast, American Fury, who is very excited for today's show, as he is a massive fan of Starfield as well. BT Maverick, jokes on us. Red has always been in Dis 5. I don't know what that means, but I like it. Andrew Cullinane, Fuzzy Tomato, Sfranka, super 4,500 hours of Starfield and ready to play it again. Yeah, brother. Yeah, brother. Metal Turtle, DeMarco dude. Shout out to DeMarco. Hope he's doing well. Hope to have him back on sometime soon. Lotus Esprit, smash that thumb and sub. Don't smash your thumb. Smash someone else's thumb. Sideling Elmo, I'm excited. The new DLC looks interesting and very combat focused. It looks like a lot of things. Boss Red, thank you. Hell yeah, hell yeah. He said he's been saying that all day long. K-Rock. I think that's everyone that's here. And if anyone's lurking, please say hello. Say hello. So, new to the show, I've been on your show, King Fan Man. Please tell everyone who you are. You run a Bethesda-centric YouTube channel.
Yes, I'm King Fan Man, and that's what I do. All things Bethesda every day. Go find my YouTube channel.
It's in the description below, believe it or not. I got you.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. That's your
and thank you for having me.
You're very welcome.
I'm sorry, I was still distracted by a video over here. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I wonder what that could. We'll play it at the end. If you guys stick around to the end of the show, we might play it. That's some incentive. But yeah, thank you. It's been a long time coming. I sincerely appreciate you taking your time to hang out with us. And you know how these shows go. You've been in chat. You know how it goes. I'll try to be as PG 15 as I can. And Colt Eastwood.
I was a police. I have heard everything. So
you've heard it all. I know exactly.
I've heard it all.
Thank you for your service, by the way. I know I say that every time, but truly. Colt Eastwood, thank you for your service. For servicing me.
I don't like the way that. Hold on. I don't like the way that King Fan Man just said, I make content every day about, Bethesda games, and that's it. That's all he said. Like, he's a legend. He's a total legend. He creates all the content. He is everyone, my friend.
Everyone, my friend. King Fan Man live streams like every single day. He puts out, and then he makes tons of content out of those live streams, and then live streams the live stream of the content. You're active all the time, and it shows.
He makes a video of him live streaming the live stream of the video that he's live streaming for the video.
Exactly.
And then he live
got a
streams
camera aimed at the back of his head of him live streaming the live stream, editing it. It's amazing. And you just hit 20,000 subscribers, right? You just hit 20,000.
I did.
So awesome.
I did.
I love it. So please go check out King Fan Man. He's on Twitter. He's on YouTube. That is in the description below. It's there. And Colt Eastwood as well, brother. Last week someone was like, I thought Colt was your permanent co-host. And I was like, listen, there's only room for...
That'd be amazing.
Yeah, well, listen. Well, that's too much. It's too much. But, I mean, maybe. I mean, let's just do this live.
Yeah,
exactly. Monday and Tuesday, right back to back. That was sort of my thought process. But, but yeah, thank you all so much for hanging out with us. My mic seems low. Man, okay, I'm cranking it up because every single show I hear this.
Well, that's an easy fix.
Tell me if that's better. Tell me, because I notice it too. Like whenever I listen back, I'm like, does it sound okay? You guys just tell me. I'll adjust it as the show goes on. But please tell me if that fixed it. And it should. Or you know what? I bet it is. Oh, that's not right. Here, is this good content, guys? Here, let me. Well,
You sounded like Stewie for a second there.
Is that good content, Brian? Is it good? Does that sound good to you? Oh God,
That's really good.
B. Rye.
Thank you. B. Roney drove my Chevy to the levee, but the levee was Bry. I also have Starfield music playing over this, so if that gets too loud, tell me. All right. So anyway,
Can you give us a Stewie talking to Todd, like he did to Brian about making a book and the characters are doing this and they're gonna, by the end they're gonna learn their lesson. You remember the thing he says on the couch? Can you do that about Starfield?
So Todd, you're gonna be adding some little bit of DLC to Starfield? Huh? You're gonna be adding a little bit of a character creation? Everybody learns a hero's journey isn't always an easy one. That was the one.
You do that too well.
Thank you. I
Wait, you got to say, are you going to get rid of the loading screens? No.
No.
You,
Go do that
you're
one.
gonna get rid of the loading screens, Todd? You gonna do that? You gonna do that, T. Roney? Drove my.
Oh no, you're not gonna.
No, you're not gonna do that, are you? No. Oh my God, yeah, that was a classic.
What a great start to the show.
Great start to the show. Shout out to 45 people here. Please hit the like button. Show the support. If you're new here and you're wondering what the hell this is, it's a weekly podcast. We go live every single Tuesday, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and we talk about whatever's going on in the world of gaming, specifically Bethesda focused stuff lately, because it's just been so much fun just leaning into that and not trying to like lean into the other aspects of gaming that's like what's going on this week. I could talk about Bethesda stuff every single week. So let's do this. Well, first of all, let's just do like we always do. King Fan Man, what have you been into, man? What you been playing? Have you been playing anything specific lately?
Believe it or not, I've been playing Starfield.
Yes.
That's the main thing I've been playing. Getting ready for all this new content coming.
Awesome. And are you
Gotta get my character right.
So is it a new character?
Yes, I had to do a new character because I deleted my level 300 character, and I'm still sad.
Jeez. That's
On
insane.
accident?
Yes, on accident.
I have like 70 saves because I can't. Holy crap!
That's wild.
You know when the game, I don't know if y'all's do this. It may be my computer. It'll go. You're about to have too many saves, and you got to delete some. Yeah. Well, I deleted a whole character accidentally.
Oh.
That's insane. Level 300 is wild though. I think the highest level I've ever been, I'm not kidding, is like level 40 something maybe. And I'm someone who starts over a lot. Like I'll put like 100. You can ask Colt. I'll put like 150 hours into a character. I'm like, let me take a break. And 3 weeks later, I'm like, you know what? Let's do it again. And it's
Let's
just a whole
start
cycle.
over.
Yeah, and I do the same thing with the Skyrim and Fallout games. Like you get too far away from it, and you're like, you know what? I sort of enjoy the struggle in the beginning, in the early levels of most RPGs. And Starfield does it really well, especially with the insane mods that I use, like disabling fast travel and all that. It's just addictive. So, but that's great. So Starfield. Yeah. So that's all you just been. I see you post all the time, like these really pretty shots.
Yeah, I have been playing a little bit of Kingdom Come Deliverance too because it just came to Game Pass. So
nice.
It is very good. Very good.
Did you play the first?
Oh, I
one?
love it. Yes.
Gotcha.
I love the game.
I just got the first one, and by the way, I apologize if I do not mean to be talking over top of you. There's a bit of latency. I apologize.
Would you not love to see an Elder Scrolls made by Warhorse Studio? Would that be amazing?
It would be incredible, especially with the level of actual like role playing, like with the stats and the everything that you can do. Like you can be dirty and that affects your charisma because you stink. It's like
you stink.
Stuff like that.
That's right.
I love that kind of stuff, like just the nitty gritty. Yeah, I would love for them to do so. I can't wait to see what they do next. I feel like they might just be sticking with Kingdom Come for a long time, which is just fine because it's doing incredibly well. But that's awesome. That is awesome. And I need to get back into Kingdom Come 1 But now Crimson Desert's coming out in 2 days, so woof, that's going to be something. And I am waiting for Starfield because I feel like it's going to break all my mods, and that's okay because, like I said, we like to start over here. Anyway,
Are y'all still super excited about Crimson Desert? Because they're talking about, you know, the frame rates, and they won't show the console footage.
Colt?
No, because I'm going to play it on PC. And I was saying yesterday, for anybody who's watched the show, I don't know. I don't think it'll be that much to complain to write home about, because typically when you have one area where the frame rate runs bad, and then there might be other areas where it's a little iffy. I think there's gonna be so many people talking about how much they enjoy the game. I hope I'm correct on that. If I'm on PC, you know, I'll probably have to lean in on a lot of other optimization like DLSS and stuff like that to make sure it runs well, but it's kind of how it goes. I'm still excited about the game. I have a feeling it's gonna maybe be an 82 or an 84 Metacritic, which is like definitely in my level of I'm gonna go ahead and buy it. I know that Red and I've talked about being excited. I'm a little worried about being overwhelmed with 15 different combinations of combat stuff you can do. That's gonna take a while to learn. The game's probably super overwhelming, but yeah, I mean, I think it'll be okay. I think people will be good with that.
Yeah, I'm still excited for it. It doesn't bother me. Of course, I'm going to play it on PC as well, but it looks so sprawling. There's so much to do in that game.
And to your point about it being like a little bit overwhelming, you and I talked about this, Colt. I think it's one of those games where, just like Bethesda game, you know, like Skyrim or like a Red Dead 2 or something like that, like there are so many systems in the game, but it's not like it's asking you to do all of it all at once. And I feel like, because I'm going to approach Crimson Desert the same way that I would a Bethesda game. I'm going to do this one very specific thing and see what I bump into along the way, instead of like, look,
just walk that way. Yeah.
You just go this way and just see what happens. That's how I'm going to do Crimson Desert.
See that tree?
Cliff. You can lick it. Yep. Yeah. So that's what. So I'm really excited. I am really excited for Crimson Desert. And you're getting it on PC, King?
Yes.
Nice. Exciting.
When you said I'm going to do what I do in Skyrim, I thought you meant be a stealth archer.
Well, that's
right.
Like we all do.
we all. There's a little bit of a stealth archer in all of us when we play a Skyrim.
Yes.
Because like I'm a mage and I'm a barbarian, but I got my bow. You know, it's like you can't not have a bow. That's so funny. That's so true. Let's see, real quick. Thank you so much to Svaranka. Please tell me how to pronounce that. I apologize. I'll call you Ronka. No, it's even worse. Thank you so much for the $10 super chat. Sincerely appreciate that. It means a lot. He says I have 4,500 hours in Starfield. And my current character is level 148. I was debating whether or not I should play the new DLC with this character or a brand new one. Thoughts? PS 205 mods. My opinion would be,
wow.
And thank you so much again for the super chats, guys. I really appreciate it. My opinion would be, if there are so many systems to engage with, and whenever you're that high of a level, you sort of feel like you own everything. Not like you physically own everything, but you've at least like laid your hands on everything. You've been everywhere. Everything is sort of done. There's like a lot of quests and factions and characters that sort of, everything has been touched by you, your character. I would at least start a new character just to see how it feels to get into Terran Armada, and I'm sure that there's going to be a level gate like there was with Shattered Space. I believe Shattered Space was level 30, I think, to 30, get into
yes.
that. And it shows, it really does. And so whatever the level gate is for Terran Armada, you're covered with this character, obviously, but that's just my opinion. I don't know. What do you guys say to Svaranka about, should he start a new character or what?
I don't know. I think the best thing for him to do is to jump right in with what you know, the gear that you have, and see how all the other stuff augments it. But there's some collectibles that they added. I didn't even cover it in my video because I forgot about it. That you might have to backtrack to find. I don't know how that works exactly, but I don't know. I would say put a good 10 hours in and just sink into what you know and find out what they added to it. But then again, starting over another character is, you know, it's kind of slow in the beginning, but then you kind of see, I don't know, guys, they didn't overhaul the game. It's not like this is Starfield 3.0. I think this is kind of like a 2.0. They added all this stuff and they made the space travel more meaningful. Getting rid of loading screens wouldn't have made the game 2.0, but the core part of the game is really still there the way it is. They didn't really change it. There's a lot to cover. We'll get into that. I don't want to jump ahead too much, but
we did get some POIs though.
We did.
Yeah?
Yes,
how
we
many
did.
did we get?
They didn't say.
He would not answer. That was my question. I asked Tim Lamb, and he said, "I don't want to talk numbers." But we added.
Okay, so they only showed one, right?
No, they showed 3, 4, something like that.
Yeah, they showed they showed like I would say like 7 or 8 in the video that they posted today. Yeah. If you saw that one, and as they were showing, I was like, no,
there was only like 8 in the beginning.
Good. Yeah, right. I know, literally, right.
There was only 8 in the base game.
I would say that they added like 10
That's crazy.
15. Yeah.
They also changed how and when they show up, because I don't know if y'all know, but right now in the game, the reason you run into the same 3 or 4 all the time is because they made certain dungeons like very, very rare, so you almost never run into them. So I think they took that out because that's crazy.
Right. But they did. So in Colt, you definitely got to go watch that video afterwards, just so you can see some of the. They look so good, and throughout the entire showcase, they showed like a dozen new armors and backpacks and all these new weapons, and like they didn't even talk about it. They just showed it. I'm like, what the?
No.
What was that? What was that? Like, you know what I'm talking about, King? Like they had like this amazing like rough looking Star Wars raggedy looking armor. Like that stuff just looks so
They even
good
added a Ryujin spacesuit. I mean, it's crazy.
That's what that was.
But
the
yeah, I
black
wish
and
they
red
would have
one, the
named them.
sleek one? Is that what you're talking
Yeah, I
about?
think so.
That's right. I didn't even put that together, man. Yeah, that is. Colt's gonna watch it while we're doing the show.
I know I should. I'm like,
no, you should. You really should. I'm gonna read this super chat. Thank you so much, guys. Sincerely, thank you so much for the support. It's really, it's always humbling. Really, it is. Shout out to Benjamin. Benjamin, it's like cutting your name off. I'm just Benjamin. Thank you, Benjamin. I accidentally deleted a 700+ hour character because the saves were grouped together. Bethesda really needs to fix the save organization so this doesn't happen. It is really unfortunate. It's really easy to do. And now, with Fallout, Skyrim, and Starfield, they do have it grouped with your character. But within your character save files, they are just crammed together like any other save file would. So it is easy to get confused there, but that sucks, man. That sucks. But hey, you get to start over, right? Isn't that isn't that what we? No. Thank you, Benjamin. Sincerely, and shout out
they'll
to
never
Game
take
Seeker.
away your memories.
They'll never.
For
And
the
they will
last
never
one,
take-
my advice would be go through the Unity instead of starting all the way over. Then
right.
you can do all the new stuff, but you still
and keep your gear.
Keep your gear well
And keep your
after
gear.
you get that thing built.
That's
quantum entangler.
Entanglement. Yeah. Thank you so much, Game Seeker, for the 5 gifted channel members. That is so nice. So nice.
Woohoo!
That's not what I meant to do. I meant to do that. Thank you so much for the gifted 5 channel memberships to Boss Red, MDKY, Starfield Guy, Keen Ferreira, Never Nude. You're always nude. Thank you guys so much. Sincerely appreciate it. Let's just get right into this ding-dang thing. By the way, before we continue, I did make a Starfield video today, guys. It's 21 minutes long. I worked on it for almost 7 straight hours today. It is uploading right now, and I almost debated not doing the show, but I said, you know what? Let me call my brother, my mother, my father, Colt Eastwood, and he said, don't you do that. And so here we are. So thank you to Colt for convincing me to just stick with it. Once this stream is over, the video will be out. So when the video comes out, please look for it, and sincerely, please hype the video, because I'm terrified that it's just not going to do well. I'm because we talked about this behind the scenes about stuff getting buried on the day of embargo. So anyway, please go check that video out. I worked really hard on it. It was a lot, and I know you made a video today, Colt. King Fan Man also made a video, so please go check out their channels. Go check out their Starfield breakdown videos, because you guys got to see it early, right? You can talk about it now, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
King, you want to go first?
Finally.
What was? Yeah, talk about what you can talk about, King. What was the experience like, getting the behind the scenes stuff? Whatever you can talk about.
Yeah, it was cool. Most of it was Tim Lamb actually going through and playing it and showing us all this stuff. The only problem I had, and I don't know if you had this problem, Colt, half of what they showed, we didn't have B-roll or pictures. They didn't give us the trailer or anything like that. So it was kind of hard to make the video and cover everything that was in it, because they honestly didn't. Did you have that problem, Colt?
I got B-roll like 2 days after the stream.
Yeah.
So the live stream that we were access to was Thursday afternoon while I was on a plane. I was flying to Phoenix to see my family.
Oh, wow.
So I didn't watch it till I got in and settled in at my family's house. And then I tried to watch it, and my mom kept trying to talk to me. And I'm like, Mom, I said, I've got this thing. I need to watch it. I had earbuds in. She's like, did I ever tell you that one time? I'm like, Mom, I love you.
Yeah.
And so they gave us a 45 or 40-minute presentation. They showed everything, and then Tim Lamb walked through all of it. I won't tell you the details because we'll break everything down. And then they had a Q&A session that was recorded that I could have been there for at the time, but I didn't even watch that because I didn't want to, like, my mom was just waiting for me because I flew all the way from Washington. And so I kind of went into covering the Starfield stuff, King, yesterday before my podcast on a hope and a prayer on the footage they provided. So they sent a B-roll thing and a couple pieces of artwork and screenshots that were not very good at all.
No.
And yeah, they were really bad. There was like a guy at a bar going, it's like, what is this? And
Yeah.
he like didn't, there's just, I don't know. So
They
that
should
maybe
have. They should have sent us
help.
the trailer at least. The trailer would have been great.
Yeah, they saved that for for today.
For them.
But yeah, so we're doing our best to give you guys like really good coverage, because if you really like someone like King Fan Man, you want to see the coverage and you want to hear his take on it and what he thinks it will do for the game, and it could be. It's not always easy. We do our best.
I totally forgot to post this. Shout out to GameSeeker for tweeting that out, but I just sent out a tweet. Apologize, it's been a wild day. Hopefully soon we can. Sorry, real quick. Thank you so much, Stefano. He wants me to call him Stefano for the $20 super chat. That's insane. He says, you can call me Stefano. You kind of sway me to start a new character and re-experience the game again with only a few important mods. And with my new current character, I will go through the Unity. P.S. You all are legends. Wow, that's incredibly nice of you to say.
No, you are.
Yeah, you are the legend, Stefano. The legend, Stefano of the Seven Kingdoms. Sincerely appreciate that. That's what I get out of it, man. Restarting a new game, a new character on any RPG, especially Bethesda games. You sort of you remember what it's like to struggle a little bit and to sort of engage with a lot of the systems that you sort of take for granted later on whenever you're higher levels. And that's just the joy of replaying games that have great replay value. So sincerely, thank you so much for that. Really, really means a lot. So let's just talk
There's
about
another
what was revealed.
reason.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
There's another reason you should start over or go through the Unity. Todd keeps saying that the Terran Armada, because we don't know much about Terran Armada, just the trailer. He keeps saying it changes the game in a meta way. Meta. And if you, I had to look up meta. What's he talking about? He's talking
Right.
about it changes the world. So it changes the whole game.
Or change the
not
Unity, if we can be
Yeah.
vague for people who haven't played. Maybe it changes the Unity.
Yeah.
So
It's
there are
not
two-
just the storyline.
So I think that there's two things with that, because let's just, I don't even know how I'm going to do timestamps. I might not even, because it's all about Starfield. But so one of the things, whenever you mention meta, there's the one thing. There is the quantum entanglement device that they showed that you will need to build. And you can also upgrade that device to increase the inventory space within it to then carry over inventory items through the Unity to New Game Plus, because so many people, you included, Colt, because you've gone through the Unity like so many times. I don't know how many you've done it, King Fan Man, but so many people go through the Unity like 10, 15, 20, maybe even more times, and then they can't really take too much with them. So this is a huge deal. That could be meta. Then there's also, well, let's just talk about that. That's a huge deal, right? Do you keep ships whenever you go through the Unity?
Nope.
You just
Nope.
take your one Starborn ship, right? Or do you even have that?
They need to let you make a blueprint and then put it in the quantum entangler. Let me
Right,
just put this
exactly.
down the front of my pants and go through the Unity.
Exactly. You just slip
Yeah,
it down.
you-
We're gonna have to scan you, sir.
You do have your Starborn ship when you come out. That's all you have.
That's what I
Yeah.
thought. That's all that you come out with. So the device itself looks really cool. I don't know if you saw that, Colt. The little. It looks like a chest with like a globe and a galaxy inside of it or something. It looks really cool. But
Yeah.
that was a cool thing. The other thing that I'm wondering, if whenever Todd talked about it being on a meta level, did you guys see the incursions? That looks
Yes.
insane. So,
And
Colt,
they didn't even talk about it.
What is it?
So the incursions.
It was
are
like, hold on.
Yeah.
Hold on. The
Yeah, you're
incursions was the only Terran Armada footage that they gave me, that they
Yes.
gave us. So I'm like scrubbing through all the context. They gave us like 10 video clips. I'm like, where's the footage of the mechs you're shooting at and stuff? Because
There's
they're really
not.
cool and it needed something like that. And it was called Incursions. And I'm like, I don't even know what that is. So
No.
that's why I
Tim
interrupted.
Tim Lamb didn't say anything about it. He never covered it
Right.
when they were
So-
showing the game. So
So they did
it
cover.
must be
in
part
this-
of Terran it must be part of Terran Armada, I'm guessing.
It is. So they did cover it. I broke it down in my video that's coming out too. They did cover it in
There
the
you go.
showcase video. And so what it is,
Today.
it looks
Okay.
it looks incredible. If you feel free, guys, to go bring up the video and you can sort of scrub through the footage. And there's the incursions. It looks like, if you can imagine, and everyone in chat, if you know if you can sort of picture this, if you haven't seen the video, it's like they drop down these absolutely insanely massive, like what looks like terraforming machines that drop down on planets. They're like 25 times the size of your ship, and 2025. They will completely, and if there is an incursion device landed on a planet within that system,
What?
it will block you from fast traveling. You will not be able to leave that system. So
wait,
what it does
this
is,
was in the original, the Starfield Direct?
no, this is
Or when
this
you
is
said
what
it
they
was at the
just dropped today.
showcase.
Yeah, this is what they just
I don't know
dropped
how
Oh,
I missed
okay.
it.
Yeah, so so there are these massive devices that they drop down that are like the size of buildings, and you'll come into a system and it'll be like, you cannot leave, fast travel, grav drives are disabled because there's an incursion going on in this system. So with the new cruise ability, the only way to get to the incursion is to use your cruise ability to manually fly to the planet, land there, and take care of that son of a bitch, destroy it, and then you can free that system from the incursion that's happening.
Like
And you get
shoot at this
rewarded.
big.
You have to go
Do you
inside of
shoot
it.
at this thing?
It's a
Yeah,
giant.
you have to shut it
like,
down.
Oh
you have
my
to
gosh,
you have to
that sounds
climb
so
up
cool.
inside of it, dude. Go look at, if you can. It's near the end of the video. If you can scrub through, it's your character is walking like on a desert planet, and he's looking up at this just massive like towering like beast machine thing. And so you have to climb up inside of it and disable it. And sometimes it will progress the main story of Terran Armada. Sometimes it's just like loot based. You get a ton of loot whenever you complete it. You get tons of credits or high level gear. But sometimes it will progress the story for Terran Armada. But those events can happen randomly, from what I understand. So I don't think even
That's
after
awesome.
you complete Terran Armada, I'm sure that there will be a few incursions, because the idea of that is so insane. I'm like, don't take that away. I don't even want to finish Terran Armada. If you're going to take it away, it sounds so cool. So yeah, that's what incursions are. They're sort of like dungeon runs, essentially. These really creative way of doing dungeon running. Yeah. Yeah, really.
Well, that's
really
definitely meta.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So let me see. Someone in chat says something. So sorry. I think I lost it. I apologize, guys. When does Terran Armada launch? All of this is happening on April 7th. It's all happening. The PlayStation launch and the DLC, all of it is releasing April 7th. The Trackers Alliance got fully released today. That is available right now. And so they've completely...
Right now.
Yeah, right now. They've completely finished. They've added 5 new bounties, and essentially they said that they've rounded out and completed the faction of Trackers Alliance. So now it is fully fleshed out. It is ready to go with more rewards and everything. And if you already own Trackers Alliance, you have all this stuff for free, so you don't have to pay for it again.
Free. Can we talk about that for a minute? I thought the prices were fantastic.
Yeah,
well, you got $10 for Terran Armada, $10. And then free lanes is free. And if you already own the other one, the one you was just talking about, Trackers Alliance, which I do, it's free. So, people have blamed Bethesda, and, there's a little, for Fallout Day was terrible about them just wanting money. This is crazy. I thought it was, you don't ever hear of a DLC for $10, and you get all of this.
Right. And I was one of the people that I got the Shattered Space DLC for $10 because I got the limited edition. And I think that's why I was one of the people that whenever I did play Shattered Space, I was like, this is fantastic. I don't know what people are crying about, but those people spent $30
because we paid $30.
Exactly. And so to that, I totally agree. And for $10, Shattered Space was a lot of content even then, even yet, as Colt would say. But so yeah, so the pricing is really good. What were some of the so we talked about the incursions that happened. I'm trying to think, what were some of the big standouts from what you saw, King? What was because you saw some of the video, the showcase today. Can you right off the top of your head?
I did. I love all the ship changes. There's a new ship, new engine types, new bridge type, the double-decker bridge. That's amazing.
With the stairs.
And of course all that goes all that goes with the X-Tech stuff, that new resource that you can get in the world, the same way you can upgrade your weapons, which is a cool thing too, making your weapons legendary and your armor legendary. But you also, there's new special things that you can add to your ship, like stealth. I mean, come on, who don't want a stealth ship? Yeah, I mean, but there's a whole list of like 10 things that you can add to your ship,
right,
to make it stronger, both offensively and defensively.
Yep. And so one of the things, and in Cult, basically what it looks like is, and you might have seen this in your behind the scenes stuff, but there's, and for everyone in chat who might have missed this, it's essentially defensive systems that you can add to your ship now. And the one that they showcased was stealth. So whenever you equip the stealth module, whenever you boost forward, you go completely invisible, which allows you, the enemy just loses you, and then you can turn around, get behind them, and just get them, take advantage of that.
Get them. Yeah, you turn translucent green. Yeah, I showed it in my video, and yeah, I'm pretty sure you were so slammed this morning. Like, I didn't expect you to watch the content because you had, like, I was messaging you. I'm like, are you seeing this live stream? Because no, I expected like you were gonna be working because you're always on top of the Starfield stuff, but yeah, the stealth kind of, it uses, I don't know what power it uses. I don't remember when Tim Lamb was explaining that, but it uses one of your ship resource power, so you can be, you have this wireframe model, so they can't see you or shoot at you as easily. Like, we've all been in the firefights in Starfield where you're overwhelmed and the higher level ships are just hitting you from behind and or from the side, and you can't do anything but just explode and see the animation and reload the fight again. So like, this gives you an upper hand. Another thing they didn't show was there's one more different field of view where you can see your ship out further away. And then they have 2 speed jumps, which we'll talk about later, which made a lot of big differences. They didn't give us any footage of that other view
Oh.
And they didn't really give us a lot of footage of the free lane stuff, at least that I could properly explain it. But
Exactly.
we're like really swimming in Starfield news right now. And I was looking up the incursion thing when you guys were talking about it. Xbox Wire put out a whole article about what the incursion is, and I completely missed it today. And this is like one of those things, like maybe I should have just taken 2 days to let everything come out and everything get explained before I covered it, because now when I look back at my video I put out this morning that I finished yesterday, it's like a very cursory overview of everything that Starfield offers. I didn't even tell them everything, so
Right.
I kind of feel like it sort of sounds like a 2.0 to me. Are you guys kind of feeling like it's almost a 2.0 at this point?
I say.
Am I crazy?
Yes. Yeah. No, I would say yes. Yeah.
I can understand why Todd would say it's not, to keep hopes down. You know,
Yeah.
I don't think it totally changes Starfield, but adding to the points of interest is huge, and all these new things. Yeah, I mean, as someone who loves Starfield, I would say definitely a 2.0. But yeah, what you were saying, Colt, they showed us way more today than what me and Colt got to see early. Way more today.
Right, and I would assume that if this video had been ready for a long time, that is what they would have shown you guys behind the scenes instead of like a live reaction.
You would think.
Right, and even give you that, or at least give you the B-roll footage of what was in the showcase afterwards to at least paint a better picture of exactly what's coming. That's really frustrating. I'm frustrated for you guys, honestly, because, yeah, that's.
They should have flown us to Bethesda, right?
Yes.
King. They should just. That might have helped, you know.
Absolutely.
Right. Shout out to 4XP
I could have done
Gaming
much
in chat.
better from Maryland.
Yes, shout out to 4XP Gaming in chat. Hope you guys are doing well. I'll let you guys down. Hit me up. We need to talk. Yeah, hope you guys are doing well. Colt, you got to hang out with the 4XP guys in Phoenix recently.
Yeah.
And I saw the pictures, and you were telling me how handsome they were and how good they smelled. And just what a great time that it was. So shout out to those guys. Yeah,
It was awesome.
They're awesome.
Yeah. Go order some 4XP. Those guys are awesome, and I drank so much of it. Yeah, I was like, I was really happy by the end of the night.
Can you tell us a little bit about your trip? I want to hear a little bit about it. I saw the pictures too.
The 4XP guys flew me to Phoenix, where my 2 brothers and my mom live, and I've never been there. They've been there like almost 10 years. And so they're like, you know, you can come hang out with us and finally see your family, you know, and be a good son for once in your life. And I'm like, okay. So I flew down there, and the next morning they picked me up, and it was like all hugs. It's amazing because we've been talking behind the scenes for quite a while, and they're amazing sponsors for the podcast. And I mean, it's 4XP. What else can I say? It's great. And so paid promo, but yeah, they're amazing. And so we went to a Game on Expo at the convention center, and everyone has all these booths, and they're selling retro gear and selling gaming related stuff, and some people in cosplay. And we filled up the flavors, and people would come by and we're like, you want a sample? And they're like, oh yeah. And they would drink everything, and they're putting down and buying stuff and buying it right there right off the table. It was so fun. And just seeing people, the cool thing was like, you know, like, this is their business, right? And I'm just kind of trying to help, and watching people try the drink and go, oh, that's really good. Like, what should I buy? And that was really cool. And then we hung out all day. My feet were killing me because I'm super old. And we went out to sushi, and the 2 guys and I downed 8 sushi rolls in like probably 40 minutes. We were like, jumping. Yeah, it was great. So and then I spent the rest of the weekend with my family, went to a spring training baseball game. I've never done that. Hung out and just talked and annoyed my mom, which we do as sons, and then flew home. It was amazing. So.
And Colt, you are not old. We're about the same age, so you are not old at all.
Okay. Well, you know, yeah.
We you almost got to meet Arcane Realm, who's been on your show, King, who's been on this show. He's a really good dude. And he was out there too with 4XP guys. He didn't get to hug Colt
cool.
like I wanted, but you know.
Yeah, I missed it by a day. Yeah. It was really cool. But yeah, they're really good guys. We have a lot in common, and it's just really neat. I always tell you, you know, if you have the opportunity to meet the people that you talk to online, you know, it's been crazy lately. You know, friends, you know, are really important in your life, and it's important to like keep that relationship strong because they're really integral to, you know, a support structure and keeping each other happy and learning from one another. And when I was at the New York Fallout 76 event last September, I was trying to find a place to sit down, and there's like this beautiful balcony view looking over nighttime Times Square.
Yes.
And I sat right next to this guy, and he's like, "Hey, Cole," and we just started talking, and we talked for like a good hour and just hung out, and I'm like, I get to meet like the legends that cover this gaming space, and a lot of people he already knew. And so, no, these things are super important. If you can get out there, if you have the means or you have the time to go travel and go to gaming events or meet people that you play games with, you got to do it. It's so rewarding. And Starfield's an 8.5.
There you go. There you go. That's another thing. So not only Starfield is also going to be coming to PlayStation finally on April 7th, and it's so funny. Like, so many of you guys that are here in chat, I've talked to so many of you in the comment section, as I'm sure you have too as well with your videos, King, and yours, Colt. Like, there are a lot of people that are like, "Oh, I can't wait for Starfield to come to PlayStation. I'm so excited," instead of just the absolute visceral just nonsense of people being the donkey from Family Guy. So that kind of stuff is really refreshing whenever people are just excited to get to finally play the game on their preferred platform. Because Starfield is one of those games that I would have bought a PlayStation to play. I've told the story so many times, but just to keep it short, the reason that I own a PlayStation is because I have a PS4. I don't have a PS5, but the reason that I have my PS4 is because No Man's Sky was coming out. And I'm like, dude, that's my dream game. I am not missing out on that. So I went out, I got a used Batman skinned PlayStation 4, and I still have it. I still have it to this day. But a lot of people really got caught up in the console war stuff, and they just wanted to hate on it because they didn't have access to it. So, but that is another really good thing. And so, okay, so what are the other things that we're excited about whenever it comes to what's new with Starfield? I had something on the tip of my tongue that you guys might have missed.
Well, can I start with some of the small things?
Yeah.
Can I want to start with the smaller things that probably will be overlooked, but are gonna. What's up, Umbra? Umbra's in the chat. I was just flipping through my, you know, when you're on the plane, I have no internet, and it's always the time when I clean out my phone thing. And I was going through and looking, and I found pictures of Umbra and I hanging out at karaoke in real life last March, a year ago. Right. Yeah, and we're all hanging out, like, and we did "Don't Stop Believing," and then we did like a Hall & Oates song. But it's good to see Umbra in the chat. Nice. I want to start with one of the small things before we talk about the big world-changing things, and this is pretty cool. The collectible action figures, which double as like Starfield's bobblehead. Mm-hmm. And dude, I think this might be overlooked by people who are like, "Oh, okay, but let's talk about it."
I broke it completely down in my video because it was one of the most exciting bits. It is so... I'm going to be honest. I'm not being biased. I wish Fallout would do something like this. Starfield is doing it better. Like, they are absolutely capitalizing on the... Because you have this entire diorama, right? Is that the right word? You have all these action figures, and once you collect those action figures, they get placed automatically into the diorama, and you build this whole set as you go, and you can also get the sealed versions of them, so that way if you don't want to put them in your diorama, you can just hang them on the wall. I'm like, dude, this is so stupid, and I love it. King, maybe that's the meta. Maybe that's the meta part that they
it's like
that is part of the meta too. Yeah, absolutely.
It's the big like action scene that you saw in the commercials that like everyone's like, "Oh, you G.I. Joe," and they're playing like this cool like fortress and everything, and then you go home and you're like on your couch, boing, 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 boing. But yeah, like what Red's explained, it's like a cutout diorama where each one has their place where they set, and they're like posed there, and you collect them, and then well, what kind of character action figures are you collecting? Because I saw this briefly in the live presentation.
They've got UC, they've got the Free States, they've got all the factions. It's really, really cool. And Colt, I thought of G.I. Joes and the Star Wars figures we used to play with when we were little.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I thought of when I saw those.
Yeah. There's like a Vasco, isn't there?
Yes.
Is there a Vasco?
Okay, you were saying that you were saying that you can keep them sealed in the package like the 80s and 90s action figures. So there's like a stand that you can build, right, to put those in if you don't want to do the diorama.
It's like a magazine rack
for people like you who won't open stuff.
Literally, yeah, that literally, it's so true. And it's called, what is it called? It's called Colony Wars Action Set, I think is what it is. So it's sort of like like an in-universe historical. You have all these heroes from the Colony Wars and different characters from the actual Colony Wars within the lore of the game, and you can collect those. So I'm sure that we'll see. Who is
because there's a Terramorph.
Oh, is there? See, that is so cool. And I bet you
I didn't hear what King said.
Go ahead.
I didn't hear what King said.
There's a Terramorph also from the Colony Wars.
Yeah.
So,
and I'm sure.
I want. Hold on a second. I want us to kind of stay on a theme here for a moment, because this is what I would consider injecting like a more personality into Starfield. Because I said in my video briefly that people look at Starfield as bland or boring, and there are some things that we're going to talk about after the action figures. But this is one of those things that kind of adds that like whimsical or exciting or kind of more more personality, I guess I would explain it.
I think that is the way,
right?
100%.
Yeah.
100%. Yeah. Because
the game is like meant to be an epic, like space sim. It really is. It's really NASA punk. And much of it is about, the big open expanse and making your way in the galaxy as humankind and stuff. And it's not about saving the galaxy from Grok the Destroyer, right? So
yeah.
I think maybe these little things are helping people. I think that's from some. What is that from?
Grognak the Barbarian, I think, is what you're thinking from Fallout, and you said Grok the Destroyer from Twitter.
I just said Grok the Destroyer. I think it's like something from the
mixed two things together.
Yeah.
No. Grok the Destroyer is like something from the Star-Lord. What's that thing? Gosh dang it, I can't think.
Is it Star-Lord?
Guardians of the Galaxy?
Guardians of the Galaxy. It's like something like that. Somebody in the chat, if you know what Grog the Destroyer is, I'll just look it up. Hey, but I was just making up a name. Maybe it's my IP.
Along the same lines of making the world great. I'm sorry. I cut you off, Red.
Hold on.
Wait, what happened? What's
What
happening?
did you do? I don't know. It must be good.
No. This is so offensive, but Grok the Destroyer.
Oh my God! Is it a toy? Is it an adult toy?
It's the lady with the purple hair and the tank top that was like on a podcast, and when her voice was like, "I am Optimus Prime. I am a." I don't know if you've seen it, but it's making fun of somebody who's very large and it's not nice. Just don't Google it, all right?
Okay. I won't. Drax the Destroyer, I think, is what Game Adaptation says. Drax.
That's
Drax.
better. Yeah.
There you go. We'll go with that. It's not an adult toy.
I was going to say along the lines of making it a softer universe, and they've got two new robot companions. One's that little cute one, I can't remember his name, the little red one that you find down in the well.
G.
Yep, Model G.
Oh,
and
wow,
then
look at your memory.
And then they also added all kinds of pets, too, for your outpost.
So excited for that. Can we talk about this for just a second? All
Sure.
right. King Fan Man, you remember I was in your chat a few weeks ago, and I was talking to some people in chat, and I said, I need help with modding. Do you remember that? I said, I need help. I need to get in touch with someone. And I told you, I said, there is a dream companion, because I'm about to just mod this fucking thing myself because I can't find it. No one has made it. And for anyone who in chat who has played Knights of the Old Republic, and you know who HK47 is, he is this, who I'm talking about. That is all that I wanted in Starfield.
Love that game.
Just this, he's not evil. Well, he kind of is, but he's not good. And you guys, you don't understand. I was screaming and laughing and crying watching that this morning whenever I got to watch that reveal. They added it. They added Delta into the game. And that's actually what I was texting you, Colt, was about Delta. And he is literally HK47, where he's just like, he sounds like him. His monotone, like, I don't like enemies defeated or whatever. And he's like Legion from Mass Effect, essentially. Like,
Yeah.
I am so happy. I was like, I can find, because I'm a bounty hunter, right? And like, if you role play a bounty hunter, it's like I can have Vasco lumbering around behind me, stomping all over the place. It doesn't really fit the vibe of a bounty hunter. You want something like an HK-47 or like an IG-88 from Star Wars that really fits the bounty hunter vibe. I cannot tell you how excited I am that I'm so happy.
And he's a Terran, right?
Yes, so I'm sure that it'll be like a fix him up, because you see his visor is blue or green instead of red. And I hope that we can change his colors and stuff like that, like we can with Vasco. I know it's a little thing to a lot of people, but I am so unbelievably excited that they did that. Like, I could not believe that they added that. I'm like, the game is complete for me. Like, it's insane. It's insane. Yeah, they had like little
And now
whales.
you can have Maria as a companion too now.
That's
She
right,
can follow
Maria. Yep. And so, was she already in the game?
Yes, she was already in the game, but
Really?
she wouldn't follow you.
Who is she? They were talking about that in the
Yeah, go ahead.
the stream. Which one is she?
She's the black-haired girl.
Okay, from the research station.
She looks like she's.
I'm
in New
looking it up
Atlantis
right
in the
now.
Video. Yeah, she looks like she's sitting in New Atlantis, but when you talk to her, she's very much like an Andrea 0.8 or something. Because what she
Does she
says,
have
she's
bangs
like,
going across here?
yes.
Yeah, I believe so. Yes.
Okay.
And her dialogue, like, they let you hear a bit of her dialogue, and you can definitely tell they're leaning into the morally gray companions that I'm always obsessed over, because she said something like, "I'd like to believe that I had brothers and sisters, but I killed them all in the womb." And you're like, oh, okay, well, you're coming with me. So it's like, she's definitely not like a goody two shoes character, and I love it. I love it.
What do you mean?
Says,
She can be on your ship, or she can be a companion.
A companion.
yes, yeah, both.
I
Wow.
believe.
She can come
Yeah,
with you.
follower.
Starfield 2.0.
Yep.
I'm telling you guys, like,
We need
yeah, go ahead.
we need a companion named Karen. That's all I was going to say.
Yeah, exactly.
If you
She just complains all the time, no matter what you do. Well, that's pretty much Sarah Morgan.
that's
Changed her
Sarah,
name.
yeah.
Yeah. Curtis says she was outside the Gal Bank in New Atlantis. American Fury says, was she the anti-UC character in the cafe in New Atlantis? Okay, yeah. So that's who she is. Okay, that's so cool.
Yes.
That's so cool. King, you and I were talking about this whenever we were talking about little things to sprinkle into Starfield to bring it to life. It's little things like this. Just sprinkle in a new companion here and there. Add it, 2 or 3 more points of interest, which we're getting that. Just little things like that to just keep fleshing the world out. And like, now we're talking about the toys that they're adding to the world. I know it seems silly, but like, it does add so much personality, and like, it gives, I feel like we're getting more of an identity out of Starfield, because vanilla Starfield, like, you could compare anything to, like, Fallout is super established. It has an identity because it's how unique it is. Skyrim has its identity because of the factions and the lore that are tied to the universe, to the IP in general. Starfield is coming fresh, like, just, there's nothing to base anything on. And so building the world of Starfield, like, really building it up, like, we just heard recently, it was Enon Zur who talked about, like, people weren't ready for Starfield. It's going to become legendary one day. It's a little hyperbolic, but I do believe that to an extent, that eventually in 5-7 years from now, people are going to look at Starfield after it's gotten all these new updates and expansions and say, wow, this is a really fleshed out universe that I want more of. And now that time has passed, it starts to become more nostalgic as time passes on. So you're like, I want Starfield 2.0 now that we have established a base level, like a good foundation for what Starfield is. So what do y'all think about the cruise mechanic, being able to fly and explore in space seamlessly? Yeah, what'd you think about that? Whichever one you guys want to go.
Go ahead,
Both at
Cole.
the same time.
Yeah, this is cool. I would love to see what happens if you try to fly directly into a planet. Like, I would think you just clip through the 3D model and go out the other side. But you can fly. They didn't have footage for us of that, but when I watched the live stream, they had the planet like covering half the screen, and they were flying, like they were orbiting around it horizontally, which looked really cool. And I'm like,
Star Trek.
why didn't you
It
give me
was Star
that?
Trek.
Yeah, it was awesome. And then when you're flying, you can look. You can't even do this in Mass Effect Andromeda, which I put in videos. Like, why don't they do it like this? Like Mass Effect Andromeda, you physically fly to each planet, and then you arrive and decide what to do with it. And in Starfield, you actually control the ship in first person or third person. It was like a canned animation in Andromeda. So you can actually fly toward a planet. You're seeing the icon like No Man's Sky. So they basically gave you what No Man's Sky does, except for the flying into the atmosphere of those bodies. So you can fly and you can pass by one of the moons as you're heading toward one, and then it'll magnetize you toward a point of interest. So now they've had POIs in space. And Red and I always, complained about in our videos how when you get to a system in your ship, you basically are hovering at 2 miles an hour, it feels like, or 2 knots, and you don't really go anywhere. So there's no exploration as you're flying your ship. But now you can physically, zoom away, fly really fast, and fly towards something. Then you can say, there's an anomaly ahead. I'm going to go to that first. And you get there and it's like a derelict ship, and you can loot it, or you can fly to an anomaly and it's a firefight. So you can go and engage in that fight by your own choice, or you can just keep flying toward the next gas giant and check out its moons in real time. So I cannot wait for this. And that's sort of honestly, it's more than I thought they would do, because you and I were thinking they would allow you to pick a location on the planet, like you do, pick a tile, and then fly your ship toward it, and it would take over a third-person animation that is happening while the loading screen's going on behind the background, so it doesn't feel like you're in a loading screen. But with this free lanes thing, they've actually completely unlocked the potential to fly around solar systems once you're inside of them. So I'm pretty excited about that. Starfield 2.0.
It is, yeah. King,
it's a game changer. Yeah, it's a game changer for me anyway. And I keep going back. It's free as well, which is just crazy to me. Isn't there 4 speeds? I'm gonna ask Red because he's broke this down after I did. Isn't there 4 speeds in the cruise mode? It's either 3 or 4.
There's two. There's 2, if I remember right.
There's like this. Yeah, there's like the cruisy cruise
2 more.
mode, and then there's the super cruise mode where you're like zippity doo dah all the way to the next point.
Yeah.
Right. So you have your normal.
So there's
speed.
4. King's right. There's 4.
Yeah,
there's
4.
normal. There's boost, and then there's 2 cruise. So there's 4 total. Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you.
Oh,
King.
great.
Exactly.
Great.
Yep. You're right. You nailed it. Yeah. Exactly.
So yeah, you can sit there and orbit a planet just like the Enterprise. I mean, that as far as role playing goes, this opens up role playing so much more in space. It was hard to role play in space.
And Colt said it. We were talking on the phone, and he's like, you said it so well. You're like, right now, the way Starfield feels whenever you're outside of a planet, you're just like a helicopter, just hovering in place above a planet. You don't feel like you're going anywhere unless you're moving past something like a ship or an asteroid. You don't feel like you're going anywhere.
Yeah.
You're just like.
And there's something else.
Yeah.
There's something else that you asked me way back when the game was launching. You're like, can you get out of your chair while you're flying? And like, you can, like, while you're flying, you can get out of your chair, out of your pilot seat, and walk around. But then if you look out your windshield, which I called it in my video, sounds funny, you're not really going anywhere. You're kind of just like, you're in stasis mode. You're just kind of floating there. But Tim Lamb showed you can go into super cruise mode, and like the debris is flying by you really fast. You can get up out of your seat, a la Red Wolf Renegade's favorite thing.
Yes.
You get up out of your seat, do the slow walk away while your ship is autopiloting toward like this heavenly body. It's awesome. Starfield 2.0.
Exactly. And you know what?
That's all in every time I talk.
Todd was wrong.
And there's a word that I learned today. It is I gotta be careful when I say this. Interdiction alarm. Interdiction.
Oh yeah, I had one of those the other night.
Yeah, it was painful. I had to take some Tums, but I made it out alive. But My interdiction alarm, honey. I got an interdiction to take care of. So what happens is whenever you go into Super Cruise mode, you can get up out of your seat, go do whatever you want. You can walk over. You saw this, I'm sure, King, in the video. You can decorate. You can talk to companions, and if something happens, Colt, I talked about this before Starfield ever came out. I texted this to you today. I said, bro, I can't believe this. I said, bro, what if in Starfield you could like fast travel like Star Wars and you're going through like the tunnel and then like an alarm goes off and then it's like enemy detected and it's like, oh shit, and you got to run back to your... That's exactly what happens. So an alarm will go off while you're like, oh, something's happening. Did we arrive or are we being attacked? I can't believe that they did that. I can't believe that they did that. That just absolutely blew me away. And like you said, King, in terms of just role playing in space, it just makes space feel alive. And even King, I almost said King Lamb fan man said that he said that in any space game or space fantasy game, it's really important that the role playing aspect in space is there, and you just don't feel that. And you see all this gameplay now, where you are traveling between like debris and like asteroid belts and flying past. I think because now Terran Armada is a thing. There's these big ships that you can fly past, and makes the world just feel so much more alive. I'm just blown away. Starfield 2.0. I love it. Absolutely insane. Absolutely.
Do y'all think it's possible in the future to be able to fly down to the planet like they do in No Man's Sky?
I would hope.
I don't think they're going to bother at this point, but sorry. Yeah, I don't.
No, go
I don't think they would, but I was trying to explain to my friend Game Seeker, when you look at a planet, there's like probably 50 tiles, like 50 landing spots that when people don't understand this, like when you look at a planet in Starfield and you pick a landing spot, you land on a procedurally generated tile that is chosen at that moment, and it remains that way for the duration of your playthrough. It sets what that looks like, where the hills are, where the outposts or labs are, and you can return to that location and it will always be that. It's not like randomly generated every time you show back up. So to land directly in, I think the only way for Bethesda to do it is to let you pick an object or pick a point on the globe and then initiate the fly, and then have the third person animation hide the loading screen instead of going black and going to the, did you know in Starfield that the guy's name isn't Grok the Destroyer? And then you're like, come back in and show your landing sequence, you know? Going to the
right.
So you and I talked about that in a couple collab videos, right? Red and I talked about Star Wars Outlaw is awesome because it just gives you a foggy, atmosphere while the world's popping in behind the fog. Once the game says, all right, all the pop-in's done, everything's populated, then it dissolves through, and then you feel like you flew through the clouds. And so I wanted Bethesda to do something like that. I also don't think that they're going to do another big overhaul like this. There's just going to be support from now on, but I could be wrong. Starfield 2.0.
We're just gonna keep calling it that. I'm gonna go ahead and link this in the chat real quick. Please go check out King Fan Man's channel. I have linked that. I've pinned it in the live chat there. So please go check him out. Show him some support because it's all he does is Bethesda. It's all he does. And I just pulse check real quick. Are you good for another? I don't know how much more time you have, King. If you can stay for the remainder of the show, if you need to jump out,
I'm here. I'm good.
Fantastic. Just wanted to. I meant to ask you that even before we started. I'm like, are you good with a 6-hour podcast? Maybe I should have asked you that before.
Yeah.
No,
yeah.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding. We'll go.
Did you know I did a 12-hour live stream one time? 12 hours.
Did you really? What? Was it like a charity stream or?
It was a charity thing. Yeah.
Man, how did
I was much younger
though. Did you sit on a porta potty, or a squatty potty? That's what I would have done. That would have been.
My rear end was hurting at the end though.
I bet. See that's why we have indiction alarms or whatever they're called. Yeah. Sorry. Let me. Oh. American Fury says that's why they have loading screens. No other game can do that. Yeah. I mean, the thing is, the whole loading screens that you call. I mean, you and I talk about this all the time. Like every game has loading screens. Excuse me. And especially like we were talking about Skyrim, playing Skyrim recently. It's you fast travel to a town, loading screen. You walk into a building, you open a door, loading screen. You open a chest, you're in a menu. You know, obviously, like those, you're constantly in loading screens. The thing is, like, open world games that don't take place in right, because we're just walking everywhere. This is. I expected them to hide loading screens with this new way to travel through space, but they just full on said F it, and you don't have to interact with any menus whatsoever whenever you do this do like the cruise mode. You're just not engaging with any menus whatsoever, and that was the best part.
There is a soft transition, and I don't know if they talked about that today. Tim talked about it with us. You see it kind of get blurry for a minute, and then it comes back when you're changing out of that mode back to what's normal now.
Okay, interesting.
You mean in the cruising mode or what?
Yeah, cruise mode. If you go to cruise mode or you get out of cruise mode, it does that little blur for just a minute.
That's really cool.
So no loading screens.
Oh, so it must be doing a little blur to hide a hard transition.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Any what other little things?
Nobody talks. Sorry, Red.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, sorry. Nobody talks about this, but every game you play is using all kinds of magic tricks to make it feel like you're in that area or that you're traveling somewhere. You're doing something like one easy joke is the squeeze in between the two crates. That slow squeeze is so all the pop in of all those polygons and the geometry of the next area have they just need 3 seconds to pop in, otherwise it would be jarring. And so that's just one example of games do all these things to hide what they do. And I try to tell people that Starfield has a lot of menus because they build their games like a network web of all these locations that you can go to, and they need a transition from here to there. And I had a friend who, when he played one of my friends, when he played Starfield, he said, as soon as they let me travel by the menu, that's all I did. As soon as I'd been to a place, went to the menu, select the location, loaded into it. I'm like, did you ever walk up to your ship, look at the Herculean scale of your ship, physically walk in, up the hatch, open it up, walk through your He goes, never. I never did that. And I thought, you complained about the loading screens in your review, but I only had to deal with the loading screens when I needed to go somewhere new, because maybe I'm a psychopath, but slow walking through my cabin or walking away from my ship and turning around and looking at it never got old. It was it was what made the game like nothing else I'd ever played before. No Man's Sky, my ship was as big as my room. And then I play Starfield, the ship's bigger than my house. And I thought the magic of it was wonderful, Starfield 2.0.
Yeah, I don't ever just go automatically to the cockpit or automatically to the planet. I do the same thing. I walk through my ship, and then I actually take off with the ship. I mean, you can skip all of that if you want, but it breaks the immersion for me.
It absolutely does. Yeah, like
it probably sounds boring to a lot of people.
And it does. There's something about whether you want to play in first, third, or both. I like to play 80. I would say 80% in third and 20% in first, just depending on what's going on.
Yeah.
But you can be immersed in however way you're comfortable with. I know, King, you like to play in first person mainly.
Yeah, I can't play in third and be immersed.
Right, and some people just can't do that. And
good point.
And I love to switch back and forth especially going into first person. Is like you said, Cole, looking up at your ship and like ha 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 ha, and then you walk up the ramp and ha ha ha, and then you get in your seat ha ha, and it never I don't know, it never gets old for me. There's something about it just because like
except for that song.
Except for that song, God, you get so tired of that song. Yeah, I don't know about you, King. I actually it was a few years ago, I decided to go back to play Cyberpunk again for the final time, like my big final playthrough, and do Phantom Liberty and really get into it again. And one of the things that were missing inside, it was such good memories. And one of the things that I realized that was missing was ambient music in Cyberpunk. You know, you're standing in the city and it's raining and people are walking by and cars are going by and it's just quiet. It's just the sound of the city. There is no, you know, I'm sure you've seen Blade Runner. There is none of that like somber, melancholic synth playing faintly in the background. There was none of that. And so I took about a month, like every day for like at least like about an hour. I would add like 2 songs, 1 song, 3 songs every now and then. And I built this entire soundtrack around like melancholic, somber, just music that made you feel, but it's nothing bombastic. It's really just sort of subtle in the background. And it changed everything for me. So I used that for Cyberpunk, and it completely changed. So I shared it to Colt, and he was like, "Bro, this is amazing." And so eventually I did the same thing with Starfield. I made a brand new, original soundtrack essentially on Spotify for Starfield, and it's the same thing. It's this really
what kind of music?
It's actually very similar to Cyberpunk, but it's more ambient. It's more
ethereal.
Ethereal. That's
ethereal synth wave. Yeah, ethereal synth wave and sort of some cinematic or orchestral. Just really stuff that can actually, sometimes I sit it on top of 20% of the Starfield music. They can 20%. Mix sometimes and they don't really clash. Yeah. And, because Red and I are musicians, so if you have different keys, it can clash. But typically, stuff kind of works pretty decently on top of it. But I love Enon Zur so much, but his soundtrack's amazing in Starfield. It just needed a little bit more.
I was about to say, I'm going to say something controversial here.
Yes.
You listen to Elder Scrolls, how powerful that music is.
Yes, so good.
Starfield's music is, you almost have to go, is it on? I can't, sometimes it's almost not there. I want some music.
It's not often enough either. Yeah, I know what you mean.
Right.
And I think Fallout, not only with his music, but the radio, that's just perfect for Fallout, and it does so much. So yeah, I think Starfield is very much missing music.
Go ahead. You want the radio, Colt, right?
I do. King, I'm so glad you said that. The NASA Punk thing, as far as I've kind of looked it up, is based on late 60s or early 70s era. What they think space would be like when we went to the moon and stuff. So I was like, is it too much to ask to you freaking watch? You see it once the whole entire game. I've got it hanging over there. I'll never use it. It doesn't even last a day. The Starfield watch. Don't make me get it off the wall. But
no, it's okay.
It would have been great for them to grab like 30 songs from 1968 and 69.
Yeah.
Even if it was obscure stuff that was just from that era, not like you don't need to put like the famous Rolling Stones songs or something, but you just grab like obscure music that that people were listening to back in 1968 or 69, and if you want, you could turn on your watch and that music could be playing in your ship, or it could be playing while you walk around, because Starfield can be dull when you're just kind of doing your thing sometimes. And when people say that, I say, yeah, I understand. But if you had this like period piece music in the game,
that's an awesome idea.
Fallout is built off of like the 1940s or 1950s music, or maybe even 60s when you talk about New Vegas, and like just put why can't you do that? I know it costs money, but Bethesda, you're rich. Todd Howard has a golden horse he rides on stage with it.
Some of those songs ain't even copyrighted though. They're so old.
Yeah.
In Fallout.
Maybe I'll just make my own playlist.
Why can't you make a mod, Colt? That would be great. That's an awesome idea.
I bet there is.
It would be cool.
There's a mod for everything, right, King?
Nobody was talking about Big Iron or I've Got Spurs, or no one was talking about that until New Vegas came out, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Pistol back in mama. Lay that thing down.
And Red, I didn't know you played music. What do you play? Do you play guitar too?
I I do. I play a little bit of guitar. So I started playing guitar because I ran out of friends to play guitar for me, because I'm mainly a vocalist. It's really what I do. And so whenever I was a lot younger, I met a lot of friends that already were in bands and played music, and they would play guitar or whatever. So that way I would write songs to it. And that's how we ended up starting a band. And eventually I ended up learning from them, and my whole family sings and plays guitar, and over time that's just sort of how it is. But yeah, so a vocalist mainly, but yeah, I do that kind of stuff.
We used to have a family band when my dad was alive. I play guitar.
Oh, awesome.
That's awesome.
Music is it heals. It really does. Music is amazing.
Yeah,
it is awesome.
So what was the big thing? Oh, okay, Terran Armada. The Terran Armada. I say this in my video, and you and I, Colt, and you and I, King Fan Man, we talked about this. I gave you guys my theory about what Terran Armada is. I completely nailed it on the head. I can't believe that. I mean, how many different avenues can we go whenever it's called Terran Armada and they said you're going to return to Earth? So if you haven't seen the video, Colt, it is 100%. They are human, but they are using robots. They're those giant machines that I talked about in the incursions. They use those things and they shoot them down to a planet, and they just create these robots, the Terran automatons, these Terminators that I'm calling them.
Oh, they construct them. Okay.
Right.
Awesome.
So
hey,
it's
2.0.
not just robots. 2.0. I'm telling you. And so
it is.
It was such. I was so happy to see that it was exactly that. And watching that trailer, you've got to go back and watch the end of that showcase, because the voiceover and just hearing how like ominous it is, like where it's like the true children of Earth have returned, and I'm like, dude, it's like, it gets me so excited about that. And I'm so happy that again, I talked about the HK-47 aspect of it, but like these humanoid looking robots, and they are like, I say in my video, they're like the Terminators of Starfield universe. They look so cool, and they sound so cool. And I'm curious to see how that quest line is going to continue, because like in Shattered Space, even whenever you complete Shattered Space, the Varun are now spawning out in the universe. Like they are just out there more often now. So I can't imagine that completing Terran Armada would completely shut down incursions or shut down running into Terran fleets or whatever. So yeah, King, since you saw the whole thing, what did you think about just the design and just the whole idea of the Children of Earth returning? Man, it was such a cool reveal.
One thing Tim told us in the preview that we got to see is it's a short story DLC, but he didn't come out and say it, but I got the idea that there might be more. In other words, it's not just going to be a flat ending, and there may be more coming in the future. They're going to build on this. So with that said, going along with the what's it called, you're talking about the things coming down, what incursion?
Oh, the incursion.
Yeah. I do think they're going to continue after whatever story is done, and I think we'll get more story later. I really do.
Yeah, so you think this is more of like a
wow,
setup?
I didn't think that.
Like there's a.
I do.
It's sort of like whenever we get like a new feature in a game, and we have to complete the short quest in order to access it, to sort of like tutorialize the new systems in the game. You think it's going to be like that, where Terran Armada is the short quest, it's really, really impactful, and then the rest of after the quest is complete, it's like now the Terran automatons or whatever are always out there, and
it's the really introduction of a new faction, if you want to put it that way,
right? Yeah, really
to the whole world. And I think part of the meta, again, don't know this, but I think the Terrans are going to show up not just in with the terraforming stuff. I think they're going to show up all around the settled systems.
Like if you start a new playthrough, you'll see them early on.
Yes.
That's really cool. Hey, Starfield 2.0.
Starfield 2.0. And I mentioned earlier that once the Terrans come, that they are like, from what I understand, you jump into a system, you're just traveling. All of a sudden, boom, you get a notification. It's like the Terrans have an incursion in the system, and you cannot leave, and you're like, shit. So then you got to go take them out.
I gotta take care of this.
Yeah, so you got to go take care of them, and I feel like that's just going to be part of the game, and it's sort of randomized throughout the whole galaxy, which again
that is
adds
so
a
neat.
whole other so cool, man. Adds a whole other layer to that.
Now I gotta make a second video.
You should. I feel
I'm
like
going to.
You should.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And I feel like maybe we could like break up. Make shorter videos, like breaking up. There's so much to cover based off of everything that they talked about in that showcase. It's really hard to choose one thing. Even though I spent 6.5 hours today making that video, I can't think. There was one specific thing that had me so excited, and I can't even think about it. But what else stood out to you guys? Anything else from that whole?
I mentioned it for a minute, but we didn't really talk about it. Being able to put legendary effects, the ones you want, on the weapons and armor, both of your spacesuit, your helmet, and your boost pack, that's amazing. And it's four stars plus 2 more quality levels is what they're calling it. In other words,
and there's a
advanced,
new
superior, and blah blah.
Yeah, and there's a new currency called X-Tech that you can find when you're looting and stuff, and you can use that to upgrade those weapons and gear. Because I always complain that I never really could upgrade my gear because you needed literal shipyard of crates full of stuff that I showed in one of my videos. I don't know if you ever saw it, King, where my outpost had like 20 crates that were freight containers that were stacked in a neat line, and they were loaded full of randomized crafting materials so that I could hope to go to the bench and upgrade my gear, and I'm always missing stuff. And so they added this X-Tech, which will allow you to upgrade your guns or your armor pieces so they can be a higher level. And then once you get to the top, you can roll for 5 different randomized perks. Like you roll and it's like, oh, you got explosive ammo, or you got rapid fire rate. And if you don't like that, you can spend more currency to re-roll all 5 of them, which Tim showed in real time because he had like unlimited quantity. And he rolled all 5, and he's like, okay, now that I rolled all 5, I get to pick which of the 5 I want. So the amount of customization and making the game your own and not feeling like you're going to have to go out to 90 planets to actually do something, which you do sometimes in the first version of Starfield. This is pretty cool, Starfield 2.0.
100%.
Yeah. And King, isn't that similar to how Fallout 76 is now, where you can roll legendary?
It is. Yeah.
Isn't that the same? Yeah.
Yeah, you can make your own legendary. Each perk, the 1 star, you can pick what perk you want. On the 2 star, you can do the same thing all the way to 4, and that's exactly what they did here, which is awesome.
Right.
I wind up and don't use legendaries because I can never find the legendary I want in the weapon that I use. Are y'all like that? I get, if I get really lucky, I'll get something that has 1 legendary effect that I like. But
you mean like if you find like a shotgun and you really like the shotgun, but it doesn't have the effect that you want, or vice versa? Is that what you mean? Like, right? Yeah, I'm like, you almost got me. I just needed the right perk and the right looking gun. I'm so picky like that. It's not even. I'm just like, I'm gonna sell it. I'm just gonna sell it. Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
Exactly.
And now you could stash that and go through the Unity and come back, and that weapon's waiting for you at the lodge. That's
true.
2.0.
And there's
and Colt, as far as all the resources, that's why I have 5,000 cargo on my ships. I load my ship down with all that resource.
There you go.
Yeah, I can't do that because I add more cargo. It's like, now you need a bigger class this, just so you can hold the cargo. It's like, oh, the heck with it. I'll go upload, like, how many times, Red, have we been like trying to upgrade our ship for an hour in party chat? We're cranking through and doing all this stuff. You get to the end and there's still one red thing that says it's not going to work. You can't save what you have. It's like, and reload the save. It's over.
Yeah, exactly. That was one of the things that I was really disappointed about.
Something's not connected.
Right, and it's funny, like, even in the showcase, I'm like, guys, it's okay to do an hour-long showcase if there's more to show, because they talked about shipbuilding stuff, and like you said, King, they just glossed over in the moment where your captain, the character gets up out of his seat, he goes into cruise mode, and he runs down a staircase, and I'm like, wait, is that because obviously there's mods for everything, but I'm like, that's a whole new ship piece. That wasn't even there in the vanilla game. I've never seen that before. They didn't stop and say, and also new shipbuilding parts or whatever. I mean, they did say that, by the way. They did. They're calling the Terrans, they're calling them NASA technical, whereas the settle systems would be classified obviously as NASA punk, and the Terrans are more grounded. They're more what we would have expected in the year 2200 or whatever. Or whatever the year is in Starfield, where they left Earth and the magnetosphere, collapsed and all that kind of stuff. And they showed some of the habs, but they showed them on the outside and little glimpses on the inside, but they never said, and you can do this. And we changed up the shipbuilding mechanics entirely, which I think
Tim said there's 15 new habs.
Really, that's really cool. That's really cool.
What
did you think about the little
15?
Yeah,
what?
Yeah.
Wait, what? Wait, what? Did you say they what? They added 15 new habs?
Yes.
Yeah, like they showed them like throughout the game, but they never like stop and say, look, or like it's the same thing that I mentioned with the armor. Like you see all this new armor, but they never stop and say, look, Go ahead.
Yeah, I have no idea how many spacesuits there are. How many new spacesuits are there? I tried to count once, but there's
like
so many.
Or something, yeah.
They showed like they showed a slightly different hab, and then they showed like this drop-down apartment that I covered in my video, but I never, this is the problem, is I watched the video while my mom's like, are you listening to me? And so I got home that late anyway, it's like I rushed to make this video, and I'm sort of like, they didn't get rid of the loading screens, and I'm like, but they're adding all this cozy stuff. They're rounding out some of these things, and now space travel means something. And now I'm sitting here with you guys, and I'm like, Starfield 2.0. Like, how much trash did we get? I don't know how much you got, King, for reporting on the insiders that said this thing's gonna be like Starfield 2.0. They're overhauling all this stuff, and people are like, and then Todd goes, it's not 2.0, like you said at the beginning of the show. And, people were giving us a lot of grief for that. And then I'm looking at this list. I'm like, this is more content than Cyberpunk ever added. Cyberpunk added a few. Yeah, it's like, I don't know.
No, I agree.
Okay, let me just put it this way. Let me put it this way. Hold on. Let me put it this way. Before I sat here with you guys, I was like, I'm probably going to play it. But, I don't know what I'm going to be busy playing at that time, but I'll probably dip in and see how it is. Now I'm like, I'm definitely going to pick up my level 100 character, and I'm going to see all this stuff that it has to offer. You guys have hyped me for it, and I freaking made a video today. Starfield 2.0.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of which, before I forget, the database. I remember, Colt, you and I have talked about this before, where it's like it's so difficult to find things and where resources are, where have I been, and where is everything.
Yeah.
They added a full-on database to the menu, so whenever you open up your pause screen, you hit the right bumper, and it opens up a database. Everywhere that you've been, all the resources that you've collected, the planets that you've been to. It was like organic, inorganic recipes, outposts, and locations, I think it was.
Yeah, you can even fast travel out of that mode.
Really? That's so cool,
yes.
Man. So once again, like just sort of streamlining the accessibility for a lot of people, that if you're going to be in a menu and you don't want to go to your ship and then go to your ship and fly out to the planet and then go to fast travel, you can just open up your database and go straight from there for the people who just want to do that kind of stuff. Because, I mean, King Fanman, you are in the Fallout 76 community heavily, and there are a lot of people that just build camps. That's all that they do, and they love it. I mean, and it's incredible what people do. A lot of people might just want to do that in Starfield. Now, I think we can all agree that in Starfield, the outpost building is, we don't really have too much reason to do it. I really wish, I hope that they flesh that out somehow in the future, but the database thing was a really huge quality of life thing. Let me see. Curtis says,
can I say?
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Oh.
No, I was just going to say that raised command center is amazing that they added. That's already decorated. It's a 2-story command. That's awesome, and you can customize it any way you want to.
You're talking about
I'm
the
gonna
one
be
that they
using
showed
that
running
a
back
lot.
and forth in that video?
It's called
It was the raised apartment. Yeah,
yeah.
it was like on stilts.
Oh yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
I
I'm
want
so
to be able
sorry.
to. I want to be
agree
able to
with you.
decorate.
That was a cool. Yeah, it was a cool.
You can customize it any way you want to.
I want all of those materials in the freaking outpost menu.
Yes.
I don't know.
that'd be
We
great.
might be botting it a little bit because Red's uploading his video, but just let us know if you can't understand what we're saying. But like when they're walking through that apartment, there's all those decorations. I want every single one of those with the ability to like set them down easily without like dropping stuff like you do. But I should be able to take my hab and decorate it that fully like humanized. And I was really
agree.
hoping they'd fix the outpost building stuff.
Yeah.
Because King, I made a house in Fallout 76. I unlocked like the nice house materials, and I built a house when I put a roof on it, and I it took forever to make everything come together so I could actually have this thing that looks like a house that somebody built without a prefab. And I want to be able to do that in Starfield. I want to sink like 10 hours into just building my outpost customization stuff. So anyway.
I do too, 100%.
And the thing about like and again, guys, I have like 750, 800 hours, rookie numbers, some might say, in Starfield for as much as I love it. And I still haven't engaged too much with outpost building because I got to like level 40 and I finally found this beautiful planet. You guys might have seen this. It has these huge like sequoia golden leaved trees with red grass. I was like, I finally, you know what I'm talking about? I was like, oh my God, this is the planet. And I open up my outpost builder and it's like, you need a perk to build on an extreme planet. I'm like,
yeah.
I was like, are you serious? Like I waited this whole time to do this and I can't even build on this planet. But so I never got to do it. But from what I've seen from videos, like I've seen Colt's Outpost and a lot of other people's outposts. The outpost, I want to build a home that feels like home, that doesn't feel like a workshop. And I know a lot of people can be really creative with furniture and whatnot, but you know, like for example, like I'm a bounty hunter in Starfield. I want to live in like this super dense forested planet where I can just get away and be gone, but I don't want my outpost to look like a industrial power plant. You know what I mean? It just it doesn't feel like home. It's like you have to do so much just to get things working from what I've seen. So you know, this little cabin that we got, it was quaint. You know, it was nice, quaint little thing that you can plop down. But I'm like, I'm not gonna live there. But it was really cool to see that. Yeah. Shout out to everyone. By the way, I want to say we're coming up on the end of the show, and I just want to thank you guys so much for hanging out. Sincerely appreciate it. I've seen a lot of people come in and out of the stream tonight, so if you're new here, this is a weekly podcast. We go live every single Tuesday, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We talk about everything in the gaming sphere, whether it be Bethesda. It's mostly going to be Bethesda for a while, but yeah, we're just hanging out. So please hit the like button. Consider subscribing. It would help a lot. Yeah, so database.
A lot.
So database stuff, that was one thing. I wish I could just pull up my video and just watch it so I could just see.
There's one little thing that kind of just went and go. You can now use your quantum essence to level up your Starborn skills. You don't have to go through the temple and another temple and another temple. That's huge for me. I hate
was that
running the
menu
temples.
new, by the way? That they showed this huge skill tree that looked incredible. Is that brand new? Because I've never seen that before.
No, it's there. It's there when you
okay.
get that many skills.
Okay, got you. Because you can. Colt's like, why aren't you a Jedi yet? I'm like, I'm gonna be a Jedi soon, father, like my father before me. But I want to wait for a playthrough with a character that I just want to be a Starborn, like just blowing people up. And like I saw all these powers in the showcase. I'm like, is that in the vanilla game? I had no idea. Your dude's like shooting out like force pushes and fireballs, and I'm like, what the fuck? It's like so good.
Red, you sweet child of mine.
I know, man.
I've been trying to tell you, it is totally it's totally in your character. Like Red plays this, you know, moody and brooding bounty hunter, but it's like, why not lift people or push them across the room or slow down time and like with your pistol, like it's, go to the temples and do this.
I know, I need to.
So,
at least the slow motion for sure. Like that's huge, right? Because that's sort of that you can sort of like role play as if that's inherently your character's skill. Because like slow motion has always been used in that aspect, like Max Payne games and stuff like that, where slowing down time isn't necessarily a superpower. It's just you're sort of viewing the world through the character's lens. Like they're just so badass that that's just how they see things. You're right. Yeah, that's such a good thing. And so you can use the quantum essence to upgrade your Starborn abilities right off the bat, and you can also use quantum essence for your ship, or no, maybe I'm mixing it with X-Tech. I think you can use X-Tech for your ship and
it's X-Tech
weapons.
for your ship. Yeah, quantum essence is for your Starborn powers.
Right, that's right. Yeah. It's there was so much.
It's a whole thing.
So much. Yeah, it's a whole thing. Yeah, and I keep. There was one huge thing that I know it's like on the tip of my bum. I can't think of what it was that like really got me. I can't remember.
Hold on, I'm looking at the.
Well, y'all were
we
talking
never talked about Millie Whale, the little like tentacle alligator thing.
Yeah.
That was like part of the cozy thing. Let me see.
How about
What's
the new
Anchor Point?
outpost that's a asteroid? That thing is crazy.
That was nuts. Did you see that, Colt?
Yeah, I saw that in. I think I saw that in the stream, right? Yeah, I don't remember seeing it in my B-roll. Yeah, but it's like built right into the asteroid, right?
Mm-hmm.
All they gave us was the picture of the outside, Colt. They didn't give us anything else to show for our videos.
Really?
And that's in this update coming up, right?
Yes. Yeah, it's in free lanes.
Oh, and there's a new ship that you get in when you play the Terran Armada that's really cool looking. It's more like a mini Star Destroyer because it's got
I love those
wide
engines.
Diamond back end. That's a ship that you'll get that has a huge. Yeah.
That's
Sorry,
what
go
they
ahead.
show through. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. I was going to say I believe that's the ship that they show throughout the whole showcase that you're flying around in. It looks like a little mini Star Destroyer, and I'm like, why are they talking about again throughout this entire showcase? They're like,
why are we talking about Falcons?
Why are we talking about Falcons? Yeah, like shout out to Risk It. They show so much in the game just organically, like. Wait, is that a new space? Wait, is that a new gun? Wait, is it? Wait. There's so much more content to break down in this showcase, and it kind of makes me. It's kind of like one of those things, like where they want to capitalize on all the big updates of the game, but they're also like let them discover things, right? We don't want to like show you everything, right? Because there's too much to break down, and who wants to have an entire showcase breaking down each and every armor rather than just let the player experience that or discover that organically. There's so much.
Did you also notice how I feel like the game just looked really nice? I don't know if they picked just the right footage, but I don't think it got any type of graphics upgrade at all. But when I was looking at the B-roll, and I'm looking at it right now so I can remember what we're talking about, Starfield's such a gorgeous game. And when I hear people say that the character models of the game looks like a last-gen game, I'm like, I can't wait for people to say how amazing this game looks on their PS5 and PS5 Pro, because I think people are going to be blown away because they've been looking at Twitter videos and they've been looking at people taking screenshots that don't like this game. And I'm really excited about the new fans that are going to understand what we've loved for 2 years plus, right?
Yeah,
so
exactly.
It'll be interesting to see how the reception changes.
Yeah, and what do you think? What do you think about that, King? Do you think that the tune is going to change now that it's coming to Starfield?
Well, I hope so. Now that it's not exclusive and it's with PlayStation, I hope the hate ends, and I think it will die down.
Yeah.
There's some hardliners that are going to gripe no matter.
Yeah.
Bethesda's become a fun and popular target lately.
Yeah.
Lately, it's like. The funny thing is that media outlets and fans and gaming people have never stopped talking about Starfield since it launched. Like they bring it up randomly out of the blue, and this is going to be me sounding like I have to defend it because it's something I like. But I mean, you're talking about a random Tuesday in the middle of February when there's nothing being discussed about Starfield, and you'll see some big personality say, you know what, Starfield's a piece of dog shiz. I'm like, what?
Right.
Out of the blue, and I'm like, what? Where is this coming from?
Right.
And I get it. Like maybe that
yeah.
person's like, I woke up this morning and I thought, man, I sure got fleeced by that game that I thought was going to be so much better. And I'm like, it could be very draining because I don't know, like there are some explanations. Like the game is like a 60 something on Steam with Steam reviews on users, right? The users have like given it a 60 over time. But the media outlets, it's sitting in at an 85. And so I'm like, I don't know. I just really like what King said. I'm really hoping that people just kind of change their tune a little bit. And hey, Starfield's actually pretty good. It's not the best game in the world, but I've already got 40 hours into it, and it's kind of amazing some of the things you do. I just want to hear that because I gave it an 85 when I reviewed it. I didn't give it a 10 out of 10, and I love the game. So I'm really hoping that changes. That is part of the discussion because King's right that once the console war goes away from it and it's available to everyone, maybe people kind of change their attitude on how they feel about it.
Right. And it's Bethesda definitely is the punching bag and has been for a long time. And it's really easy to cherry pick. I saw an article the other day. It was about Crimson Desert. And this might be one of the ones that you were talking about, Cole. It was about Crimson Desert. And someone was like, the article was by, I don't know, PC Gamer or whoever. And they were like, Crimson Desert, it takes you 4 hours to get across the entire map and blah, blah, blah. And if we learned anything from Starfield, and I'm like, here we go. Of course you're going to. Is Crimson Desert a space game? Are we serious?
It just grabs Starfield by the arm from the other room and goes, get in here. We're going to talk crap about you.
Get over here. Yeah, exactly. I'm like, I'm so tired of it, man. I'm so tired of it. But I mean, you're gonna have that. These websites and these media outlets, they know exactly what they're doing. It's rage baiting. That's exactly what it is. It gets people to engage. It gets people to click. It just riles people up. It's the same thing. Shout out to Dreamcast guy. Anyway, he's like. Anyway, yeah.
We talked about this game in 2022,
and 2023, and 2024, and 2025. And
You're like, what the
and you scrubbed like the 19.5 minute part of the video.
and 3037, and 3038.
It's like, Dreamcast guy, the video is not even recording anymore.
and 2029, and 20.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah. Sorry, there. Curtis V in
Could
chat.
you do the hello there gamers for us?
Hey there, gamers.
Do it.
Is that what he does?
Hey there, gamers.
I don't know what
hey
he
there.
said. Is that what he is?
Hey there, gamers. In 2022.
He's a nice dude. He's a nice dude. We talk, so I just love how he says
2021 at 2020.
yeah.
Wow.
Says it real soft.
Yeah,
Anyway.
yeah. We need to make a remix of him saying that.
Trap beat mix.
Yeah, trap beat mix. Yeah, exactly.
Hey there, gamers.
Anyway, you were saying someone's like, so I was eating this hoagie the other day, and the bread was so dry, and it made me think of Starfield.
Exactly. It was just so boring and bland, and I just couldn't get into it. I hated it. Ate it for 70 hours, just like Starfield. Curtis was talking about the anchor. The anchor was like a new hub that we could explore. There was some other things. I'm sorry, guys. I've been trying to keep up with chat. There's so much going on, but shout out to you guys. Shout out to Web Dave, by the way, for the $2 super chat. Sincerely appreciate that, and thank you all so much for the support, the super chats, the member gifts. It has been incredibly generous of you guys. It sincerely means a lot. Web Dave says, great video, Colt, on Starfield. Hit the thumbs up for Red Wolf. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for doing that. Yeah, see, Kale loves games. Says, haters spend more time thinking about Starfield than I do, and I'm 1,400 hours in. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
1,400. I said in my video that I had 800 hours. I'm like, and like a person like me, I have 800 hours in Starfield. And then I'm like, anyway, and I kept talking. Some guy comments, goes, 800 hours? Bro, there's literally play other games.
Yeah. With his tongue hanging out.
Bethesda.
Literally.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's
Literally
wild.
wild.
It's wild. Literally unplayable. Literally. Anyway,
Literally.
any final thoughts on just what we saw today and what your guys are expecting and excited for the future? That was the other thing. Sorry, one more thing. Tim Lamb, or King Lamb Tam, King Tam Lamb King man said,
Visor guy.
Yeah, the visor guy. At the very end of the video, and I point this out in my video, he says, and there's more to come, and we'll see you guys in the Starfield or in the VAT or whatever, which was really surprising to me because you and I, Colt, we thought like this is probably it. King, you and I have talked. This might be the last one. If you don't nail it, it's the last bit. But in the very beginning of this entire showcase, they talked. All three of them were talking about how they release their games and then they continue to support them as time goes on and they evolve as time goes on. And then, so they said that, like just blatantly said that at the beginning of the showcase video. And then at the end, Tim Lamb says, and there's more to come, but we'll see you guys in the stars or whatever. It was a huge relief to hear that because obviously they're not promising, and there's huge things coming. Look forward to what they just said. This is a ton of crap that we've been working on over the past year. And there's more to come. I'm not going to say what it is.
You really got to give them credit. Look at Fallout 76, that horrific launch. I mean, I liked the game from the start, but I can admit it was a horrific launch. And now we're going on the 67th update. What is it? Going 7 years? Yeah. Mm-hmm. And more popular than ever. And they literally had to overhaul the game with Wastelanders. So you got to give them some credit what they've done sticking with that through that horrible launch. And yeah, I'm so thankful they're doing more Starfield in the future.
Absolutely. Yeah. Was really
I saw
really
a post
pleasantly
from
surprised.
Oh, yeah, sorry. Go ahead.
No, that was it. I'm pleasantly surprised.
I saw a games journalist that I follow. It's usually pretty cool. Kind of said kind of a snide remark about Starfield today. And he says, not going to lie, as an Xbox gamer, the idea of paying more for a less complete game isn't a great feeling. I get that Xbox had like 3 years head start with Starfield, but the quality of life updates and post-content launch didn't exist back then. And Xbox gamers paid more, $20 more for the base game, which he's making a good point. But unfortunately, this is how it is in the gaming space right now, that if you buy the game day one, it's going to be much cheaper 2 to 3 years down the road. And if it's a big game that people actually care about, it will get tons of updates over the time. So if you'd like to wait 3 years to play a game like Cyberpunk or Starfield, the way that the developers and the community have driven it, you can do that. But it's like to make a slight at Xbox guys who beta tested Starfield. I gave the game an 85. Like, is Starfield going to be a 92 when it comes out, when it gets its Metacritic score on PlayStation? I highly doubt it. I think Starfield is what it is. It's an 85 something. It's a, people say it's a 60 at best. And I'm like, no, it's an 85 or a 9 at best. That's what most people would give it for a highest score. But I think Starfield is what it is, right? And I've got 800 hours in the game I love, and now I get to play the same content without paying for it again, with even more that they've brought it. But Starfield 2.0.
It is.
Right, exactly. And someone in chat
so
said,
King, what's your...
I was just gonna say, Gordon says free updates too. If you look at what's coming with all of the stuff that we just talked about today, guys, $10 is all it is. That's just for Terran Armada. Every single thing else that we talked about is free. It's insane. Free. Sorry, go ahead, Colt. You were gonna ask what do you think? You were gonna ask King.
I was gonna ask King what do you think the Metacritic for PlayStation 5 will be for Starfield? I'll give you the Xbox Metacritic here in a second. Tell me what you think. Maybe you want to hear what the Metacritic is on Xbox first?
Yeah.
So you can gauge your guess. Starfield reviews. I'll give you on PC and Xbox as well. Come on, load up. Shatter Space picture. So it's an 83 on Xbox, and it's an 85 on PC.
Terrible.
OpenCritic has it in an 85, which takes both of them into account, which is more of a fair score.
I was going to say 8.2, just because I think the hate and the culture around Starfield. I mean, it's become just the beat up game. I think that's going to have an effect on some of the reviewers. I hate to say that, but I
People
still
go,
think
"See,
it'll be
nothing changed." Sorry.
Yep, but I think it'll still be over 8. It deserves that.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about you, Red? What's your guess?
I agree. I 100% agree. I think it's going to get like an 80. Yeah, like an 80, 82. Yeah, I 100% agree. I can't think of another score that I would align with, really. Because the thing is, if it comes out and it's like it gets like a 70 because it's on PlayStation, it's like, okay, come on, guys. Are you just so prideful? You're just gonna be so embarrassed. You cannot even come and say, I was wrong. Now that I'm playing it with the PlayStation, with the symbols, the button
Dual
prompts
sense.
and whatnot. Yeah, like with the dual,
With the
yeah,
triangle and the
sense,
stuff.
Yeah, with the triangle and the X and the square and stuff like that. It feels like I'm home because I get that way. Like whenever I play God of War and it
Sure.
says smash square, it's like I want to see my Xbox button prompts. Doesn't necessarily
I love
take
Death
away from the
Stranding.
experience, but it makes you feel like you're
I lo-
home, like you're in your comfort zone. Yeah, Death Stranding. It's a great point. Yeah.
I was playing it with my achievements. I was playing it with the Xbox Elite controller. I was playing it the way I wanted to play it, and it elevates just a little bit when you feel like you're at home and you're at the place where you want to play it. And of course I had access to better capture and screenshots, and so I could make content. It was amazing. So anyway.
John Bon Zombie in chat has
I
the
still
best.
have not tried that game.
Well, Death Stranding.
What's that?
I've not tried either of them. Death Stranding.
I need to
They
get
look
back.
great.
Yeah, there's very like chill vibe kind of game for the most part. But I'm not that far in them. So, John Bon Zombie has the best chat. He says, "I have 750 hours in Starfield. I liked it." That's like
Great.
Isn't that the best? That's Steam review. Would not recommend. Mostly negative. It's like, how much time? 3,000 hours. Like, I would not recommend this
Yep.
game. It's like, well, what were you doing? What were you doing that whole time? Anyway, well, look, we're out of time. I'm sure that we missed some stuff, but it's really just having fun, just hanging out with you guys, talking about Starfield. It was a really exciting day if you're a Starfield and Bethesda fan. Was really just blown away by everything, and you guys got to see this stuff early. And now that now that it's out there in the world, I can't wait to see how it evolves. We only have we got like 2 weeks now, like 2.5 weeks or something until I can't do math.
What do we have, Bri? What do we have, Bri?
What
How
do-
long?
What do we have? Black? Yeah. So
3 weeks.
Yeah, 3 weeks. Okay, gotcha.
So me and Colt
Which
both
gives
need
us
to make
3
a
weeks to
new
finish.
video. Yeah,
Right.
a new video.
Yeah. 3 weeks to finish Crimson Desert so I can get Starfield up,
Oh wow.
Right. Same here, though. I am going to wait for Starfield. I am going to wait, guys. I know that Trackers Alliance is available right now, but I would hate to jump into Starfield now and then jump in after Terran Armada comes out, and then everything's broken, and I'm like, shit, I should have just waited until everything was out and ready, because I'm still going to use real fuel and disabled fast travel and all that, so... really excited to get into it. But King, thank you so much for being on here. Colt, thank you so much for being on here. King, please tell people where they can find you. Your link is tagged in the live chat. It's also in the description below. But tell people what you got going on, what you got coming up on your channel, and what people can look forward to.
I've got a lot of Starfield stuff, a lot of Fallout stuff, all things Bethesda. I normally put out about 4 or 5 videos a week and do live stream, and I also have a live podcast every Saturday at 4:30 Central called the Kingcast, where we go over the latest Bethesda news.
Fantastic.
Both of you guys have been on it.
Yes.
Yeah.
We have. You got to get us on at the same time sometime. That'd be good.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Just wreck
That
the-
way
And
nothing
thank-
gets accomplished.
Exactly. I was
And
just
thanks-
just ruin the whole everything. Yeah, and it's such a fun, just feel good show. I have to say, I love listening to it. It's just such a good vibe. Last week you had on 2 really great guests, and that was really fun to listen to as well. So please, MD says I subbed. Yeah, please go check out King Fan Man. That link is in the live chat. Colt, I know you got to go. Where can people find you? What you got going on in Nibbity Babbity Hoobity? That was my Adam.
I don't know what I got going on, but yeah.
Shabba-doo.
Yeah, I don't know what I've got going on. I just I appreciate being you guys having me here, and it's good to be here with King, and I don't know what content. Oh, I'm probably going to work on a super huge video about the PS6 and the Helix. I think some of the experts have some things wrong, so this video will be pretty eye-opening, but it's going to take a lot of extra work and a lot of research, and I'll probably be working on that during the week. So appreciate you guys hanging out with me and letting me be here with you.
Yeah.
And
yeah,
Starfield
absolutely.
2.0.
Starfield 2.0, yeah. Thank you guys so much again. Thank you. Shout out to all the people with the super chats and everyone who subscribed. And don't forget, as I always say, don't forget to leave a like at the least and a sub at the most. And we'll see you guys next time. Goodbye, everyone.